Hey guys, let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon 2025 version. Hey guys, back at the desk again doing another review. Months ago, I got to go to the theater and watch How to Train Your Dragon, the remake version live action. I'm sure plenty of you have seen the original movie, which is amazing. One of the best animated movies ever. Dreamworks, they really knew how to tone the characters and make the story back then. And so I think Dreamworks has some of the best animated projects ever to exist on this planet. Shrek and Kung Fu Panda are all-time favorites for me, but How to Train Your Dragon is probably next up on that list. It's a very good movie, very good story. I feel a lot of Hiccup's character sometimes, and I think it's just a great story all of us can relate to. Going into this movie, I didn't know what to expect, really. I saw things that maybe they're not going to do this right. Oh, they're not going to do this right. I understand it's a remake, people take new creative liberties. They take different steps in some areas and they leave some things exactly the same. I get it. I think it's cool sometimes to re-envision something, but keeping the core of the story should never come second to that. Or the characters, undermining the depth of the characters is something that should not come second to re-envisioning things. From the onset, I love the beginning. They kind of shortened Hiccup's speech a little bit and changed it up, which is, it's okay. I love a lot of the cinematography in the opening shot. I think it was cool to kind of pan over Burke at night. I think it was cool getting an introduction to Mason Thames' Hiccup and Nick Frost as Gobber. I was kind of disappointed that they made Gobber more English than they made him Scottish. I do miss the tone that the original actor brought to it, but Nick Frost, he looks the part. Opening scene's great, but yeah, we get to the introduction of Astrid and the group. So my biggest complaint about this movie is not Astrid, okay? So I did not mind Nico Parker as Astrid. Even watching the trailers and seeing what they did, I did not mind her as Astrid. She could pass for being Astrid. But they could have taken the extra step. Just the extra step to make her hair blonde. That's what frustrates me. I'm sorry if that's petty, but with the hair, she looks nothing like the original Astrid. That's what really annoyed me about this. Oh, it's a creative step. Whatever, but that's just me. I think they could have taken an extra step, and they could have it would not have killed them to take a little extra time and make her blonde and give her, they can slap a wig on her and make it look real. I've seen what special effects can do and what prosthetics can do in a movie. With a lot of time and effort, you can make it look convincing. So that's my complaint about Astrid, not Nico Parker. Nico Parker did all right as Astrid. I wish they would have gotten the freaking hair right. Come on. And don't get me started on Rough Nut. And I don't know why they made Fish Legs an Asian-looking guy, but okay, it's whatever. Gerard Butler is stoic. That was a no-brainer, and I am so glad they didn't decide to try and go a different direction with stoic, because if they would have picked anyone else besides Gerard Butler, I would have questions. I probably would have not gone to see the movie. Gerard Butler fits the character. He can step into that character on screen and pull him off just as much as he can in a studio behind a microphone. So I think that was a great choice to bring him in as Stoic again. He fits the part. I think they did a really good job at recreating a lot of the scenes from the animated film. They were very close. Very, very close in, frame for frame, how they did the original movie. They obviously changed a bunch of things up. They even added a post-credit scene, which I don't know if I want to call it that. It was one little shot of Hiccup closing his notebook. But other than that, the cinematography was great. I think the locations were beautiful that they chose to shot this film. Kind of makes sense. I think they shot it in either Scotland or Ireland. Hold on. Let me check the details real quick. Locations. Okay, yeah, so they shot in Northern Ireland, UK for a lot of the shots, and they shot in Iceland, they shot in the Faroe Islands, and they shot some of it in Los Angeles, but the locations over in Ireland are just beautiful and stunning, and so it was amazing to see that on screen. I loved the flying around shots. The test drive scene was phenomenal. I loved it. I wish there were scenes that were like they had in the original that they would have kept in this one. One thing that I didn't like was they got rid of the whole, excuse me, barmaid, I'm afraid you brought me the wrong offspring. I asked for a boy with poofy arms, extra guts and glory on the side. This is a talking fishbone. Yeah, so they cut that whole scene out of the movie. I was kind of disappointed in that because that was one of Hiccup's funniest moments. Other than that, I understand like some changes they had to like do to save time and just keep the story flowing. Because you look at animated films, they can't work exactly the same way as live action films. Just the physics in those films and the flow of things in those films are such a different dynamic than live action. Live action, our movement is a lot slower. Animation, it's a lot more fast paced and like a lot more like smooth moving. Live action, we just like, we're stuck at this speed. We can't all be Tom Cruise running all the time. I understand like sometimes changes need to be made when things are adapted live action. But Lilo and Stitch, I've heard things about that one. Don't use that as an example. This movie though, there's a lot of things they did really good. I wish there were things they would have done better. And just another thing that really annoyed me is like, why'd they put the whole witchcraft thing in there? They could have just left that out. Like the whole part where the elder is like throwing the bones on the table and reading them. Like this is a kid's movie. That they didn't need that for the original. They didn't need that for this movie. I thought that was a waste of space. And plus it's like, come on, we don't need that. Kids don't need to see that. So I like this movie. It had its moments. I don't like everything about it, but it was I think Dreamworks did a really good job at like, you know, their first recreation of something they've already done like into a live action film. But yeah, that's all my notes. God bless. Thank you for watching.